Alrighty guys, Azzik here. Welcome back to 5-9 Gaming. Today we're going to be hopping in to your fan-made Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta, or the SSBE Vegetas, right? So we went ahead and we asked you guys, the audience, to go ahead and make us your, basically, your ideal version of this unit, right? And for me, for today, we're going to go ahead and pick the response of Delito, as in Delito Blue, right? So we're going to go ahead and hop into here. Before we do that, I do want to remind you guys to go ahead and, click that bell, drop a comment, leave a like, hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff, right? Follow us on all our social medias. That way we can go ahead and keep in touch with you guys. That way you guys can go ahead and have the possibility of making it into the next video like this, especially over on our Twitter. We definitely are very, very active in terms of making this known that we're going to go ahead and be doing these kinds of events, because I love doing these kinds of things. I hope you guys enjoy submitting these submissions and stuff like that. So that being said, let's go ahead and hop in here. For reference, just for context, I have Ultra Instinct pulled up on DBZ Space, so we can go ahead and just compare and contrast a little bit, because I definitely feel like these two kind of go hand in hand together. I feel like once we get this guy mastered, Ultra Instinct is going to be coming shortly after, right? So let's go ahead and hop right into it. So Delito, what is their color? He's going to be red. I already know why too, because right, we definitely need a red for God Key, right? I think this would definitely be the perfect option to go ahead and be our designated red. And then on top of the fact that 18 is still just such a massive issue. Yes, you could argue with me and say, well, we have LF Gohans running around, like we don't even need to worry about 18. 18 is still very annoying, right? I think they're both definitely extremely annoying in their own right. So what type would they be? They'd be a melee type. Okay, definitely. I feel like that's okay, right? We got UI Goku over here. He's actually a range type, so I don't think that's too bad either, right? And then, so what tags is this character on? God Key, Saiyan, Universal Survival Saga, a new tag in the form of Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. Okay, that makes sense, because Rose has his own tag, right? There's a separate Super Saiyan Rose tag and stuff like that, so there's that. And then Vegeta family as well. Okay, I agree with all of these right here. Definitely, he definitely needs to have all of these, right? I don't know if there's another one that he should have. I think this pretty much covers all of them, right? Let me know in the comments down below if you think he should have another one on there, but I think that's pretty much covered. So what are the stats what are the fully 6-star soul boost panel stats and all that good stuff, right? So this is where I kind of have the compare and contrast right here, because I'm going to go ahead and put this UI Goku at 6 stars and at 5,000, or at fully soul boosted, right? And so we can go ahead and take a look at the stats right here. So for his power, it's going to be 1.38 million. So we got 1.28 million. I don't think that's far off at all. And then for health, he's going to be at 3.26 mil comparatively to a 2 million. Okay, that's actually... so this is going to be a beefy boy. At 6 stars, 3 million HP is a lot. Like, especially when you have to keep in mind that you're going to put on health buffs on there. You're going to put on health equips. Like, this guy's going to easily be breaking 4 billion HP, dude. That'd actually be nuts. He'd be extremely hard to kill. And so his strike attack would be 230k, 140k for defense. And then for blast attack and defense, it's going to be 190k and 150k. Okay, I think that's reasonable. UI Goku's strike attack is at... wait. Hold on, maybe, is the strike attack a little bit low? Nah, I feel like that's good, right? I feel like that's pretty good. Okay, yeah, I definitely can see this, especially because of the fact that you have to keep in mind that the stats, they only are going to get higher when you include like uniques and stuff like that. You can optimize like these damage stats and everything, right? So what is the character Z ability at 6 stars? So 28% to tag Saiyan or Vegeta family base strike and defense, and then 30% to tag God Key base strike and defense. Oh my, wait, what? Let me reread that. Hold up. 28% to tag Saiyan or Vegeta family base strike and defense, and then another 30% to tag God Key base strike and defense? Is that like a combined? Like, is he going to get, if you fit all these tags, am I going to get a 58% buff here? Or is it just one or the other? Let's see. Well, either way, I think that's actually like amazing. I feel like this is a really, really good Z ability right here. I don't know if they've ever done something like this where they increase, because I know like I think a good example of this is the purple Zamasu, right? Where he gives like a 28% buff or 30% buff to future or regeneration, right? Or future or God Key is what I meant to say, my bad. And then he also gives an extra 15% to powerful opponent, I believe it is. So if this is combined values, dude, like if you're gonna get benefits from being Saiyan and God Key, like, dude, that's going to be absolutely insane. So what 2 cards do they hold? Strike / blast. So you're gonna have a regular strike card and then a healing strike card. Oh no, dude, not the healing. Not the healing. I think this is the only thing I'm scared about, is if they released a really good red God Key unit. Because as you guys do know, Vados is like one of the best units for God Key because of the supportive capabilities. And in case you didn't know, Vados kind of turns God Key into a regeneration team, dude. Like, truly and utterly, like, they heal so much, it's actually ridiculous. So for him to have strike healing, he's probably going to have like a health restoration equip if they do give him strike healing. And that's going to be absolutely ridiculous. So what do the arts cards do? So green card is going to increase his crit rate, and it's going to increase his card draw speed for 15 timer counts. Okay, this actually reminds me of Hit, right? I think Hit actually does this exact same thing. He increases the crit rate, and he increases his card draw speed for a certain amount of time as well. So is this guy going to be crit based? Did you put it? Okay. Crit based. Now crits are interesting, right? Because I feel like if he has a really high crit rate, yeah, he's not going to care about type disadvantage. If you're going against blue units and he's getting those crits, like, it's going to be a little bit scary, right? Card draw speed's always good. Card draw speed, I kind of like it better when it's just built into the overall kit instead of having to do stuff in order to unlock the card draw speed. But that just might be me personally. It is a really busted ability, but I feel like a lot of units really do need it, and if they don't have it, they suffer from it. AKA Gogeta Blue. But let's see. So he has a blue card, a Final Flash that inflicts the enemy with substitution count up for 3 timer counts. Okay, not bad. Kind of like Topo a little bit. I think Topo has like the same ability or the same effect, I mean. And then your ultimate. So when the ultimate lands on the opponent, it decreases your own health, right? Your own health by 70%, and it's also AoE. So we're gonna get a Majin Vegeta effect right here, because if we look right here, the ultimate ability is going to be the Final Explosion. And I love the name, by the way. Unbroken Promise, dude. Oh my god, if we get something like this to this, like, we have to be getting something like this OP, right? This, like, amazingly, like, just, it's going to be so sexy, dude. Like, no matter what happens, like, if we get a final or a final explosion like that, it's going to be amazing. But I'm curious how would the damage be on the opponent, though? Like, how good would it be? Would it just one shot? I don't think it would just one shot, but a part of me wants to go ahead and just say, like, it's going to one shot you, dude. It's going to one shot you. And now an important thing to note right here is that it cannot kill Vegeta no matter what, and this would actually be anime canon, right? Because he survived that final explosion. So I would actually love for him to go ahead and be able to do this. Or maybe you have like a revival effect where he revives and he's just in base form. He's not going to be as strong as his Super Saiyan Blue form, the Super Saiyan Blue evolution, but he's still going to be able to be he's still going to be your third character, right? So kind of like a downgrade, but you know, you're going to be able to get that massive like ultimate off. I feel like that's a fair trade. Let me know what you guys think about that. And so what is the first unique? An Ultimate Awakening. So when character Goku is a battle member, you get 30% of damage inflicted. Cannot be. Oh no, dude. There's so many good Gokus. So many good God Gokus too. So this guy is going to be a must run with a Goku unit, and I can already tell you, we have Revival Goku, we have Super Saiyan Blue Zenkai Goku, we have the red Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan Blue Goku from the Future Trunks saga, right? Like, there's a lot of God Key options, and not only that, we have a lot of Zenkai Gokus, just period, right? Oh, like this is going to be this is looking a little bit scary. So what is the second unique? The Prince's Pride. So when Vegeta dies, he gives a 30% damage inflicted to his allies, and dude, there's no way. Death buffs too? Dude, honestly, at the same time, this is Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. I don't think you're going to want him to die regardless, because he's just going to look so beautiful. But the fact that he is going to be able to give you death buffs, well, based off this kit, of course, that would actually be insane, because what God Key member gives death buffs at the moment? It's just Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, right? So I guess Vegeta is going to continue the trend of being the king of death buffs, right? Jesus, okay, that's actually going to be nuts. So what made you decide to make this character the way it is made, the Leto? So he says, I think it fits both teams, Universal Survival Saga and God Key, but mostly God Key for the buzz. Yeah, 100%. I definitely do think this guy's mostly geared towards God Key. I can definitely see this man being a main roster with Vados and Super Saiyan Blue Zenkai Goku, right? I feel like that's going to be some of his strongest options, because if he's red, then his count is going to be a blue, and so Vados is already covering him, and then you can bring whoever you want for the third unit right there. But optimally, you want to bring a Goku, right? And so, Delito, what role do you see the character in their teams, and how do they fit the current and potential future meta that you see? So, he says, I think he plays the offensive and defensive character on God Key, and I really want him to destroy the meta. I want 18 and Gohan to be gone. Okay, I feel you on that one. I definitely do think this guy will 100% be an issue for Android 18. But you have to also be careful because Android 18 still gets the buff against Saiyans, so she might be doing some good damage against this guy regardless. But I definitely do think he's going to be a massive threat for 18 if he is the red typing. For Gohan, on the other hand, being Gohan still having the title of like the best unit in the game, it's going to be a little bit harder for them to dethrone him, but that's where you have the Super Saiyan Blue Zenkai Goku, so I feel like this is a really, really good combination. I think God Key can stand up to those two giants fairly easily with this addition right here. I think Delito, I'm going to go ahead and give you some praise right here. I think this is actually pretty fire. Okay, so before we hop on out of here, before I pass this on to the next creator, I have to ask you guys, definitely let me know in the comments down below. So, do you guys think this will be an LF unit, or do you guys think it'll be one of the newly Ultra units? And if you guys do think it's going to be an Ultra unit, or first of all, if you guys think it's going to be an LF unit, definitely let me know what the LF is going to look like. And if you guys think it's going to be an Ultra unit, definitely let me know what the intro is going to look like, because I think that's the coolest part of the Ultra characters, is they do get their own personalized intro, right? So that being said, thank you, Delito, for the submission. Thank you, everyone who put a submission in for this. We're going to go ahead and pass this on to the next creator. I'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, Azdeek. Hey, what's up, guys? Palm here. And I will have a look at the submission by Mugiwara. So thank you for submitting your kit for Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. And we're going to just jump right into it. His color is red, which, the Super Saiyan Blue Evolution is definitely going to be on God Key. So this might be the unit that God Key wanted and needed, and I wanted to really review a melee type, so that's why I chose his submission in the first place, is because he is a melee type. You can see the tags are pretty much what you expect it to be, right? Vegeta family, Saiyan, God Key, and Super Saiyan God. I feel like he might be missing the sagas here, but we just said tags, so he will be on the Universal Survival Saga for sure. The stats, fully soul boosted at 6 stars, he will have 2.21 million HP, which looks decent. Strike attack, 225k. I mean, he's not a Zenkai, right? If you think like Zenkai 7 Caulifla has 295k. But seeing that he is also going to get buffed by Zenkai 7 Caulifla and she buffs 40% strike attack, that's going to be... Oh, wait, he's not. He's not purple. Never mind. Smooth Brain Palmzor in the house. Strike attack 225, but he still gets buffed by red Saiyans, so that Super Saiyan Goku will help him out here. Strike defense, both defenses 150k-ish, looks okay. And blast attack to 18k, so they're not that far away, but I think he could have maybe 240 strike attack in my opinion. But that's alright, So his Z ability at 6 stars is 32% to Universal Survival Saga, God Key, and Saiyan. Base strike attack and defense seems solid. I think 30% is the standard right now. 32% is pretty good. So they have a strike with 30% to key recovery for 5 timer counts, and a blast card that recovers 5% HP on activation. So you don't even have to hit it. Because if you think, for example, of Fat Boo, he only restores key if he actually hits with his strike or blast card. So what do the arts cards do? Strike card has blast armor, which is lovely, because that will be the same as that blue movie transforming Vegeta, and we all love blast armor, right? The blast restores own key by 5 upon activation as well. So again, upon activation, not upon hit, which is pretty good. You restore, but 5% health. I think 3% would be okay. I think 5 might be a little much. But then again, if it's a melee type, how many blast cards are you going to use with them, right? So a special move is the Final Flash. and it deals massive impact damage, 20% to damage inflicted for 15 timer counts, also upon activation, so even if you miss. And it seals 2 enemy card slots randomly, I'm assuming when it hits, so that's what he's missing here is on hit, for 10 timer counts. Dude, that's like Beerus territory. That's pretty powerful, just that Beerus only seals 1 slot. Annoying to play against for sure, especially if it's random card slots and you have your last Dragon Ball on one of them. His green card restores key by 40, increases card draw speed by 1 for 20 timer counts. So he gets card draw speed through his green card, but luckily cannot be stacked. So not like Kid Buu. But then again, even if LF Kid Buu has this, maybe he could have that too. And 30% to damage inflicted, and so this green card is still pretty good. Depending on how much it costs, but if it costs like 15, you still get 25 key back. So you can throw in another strike card. His ultimate is going to be the Destructive Final Explosion. It deals massive impact damage, 50% to ultimate damage for 3 timer counts. Makes sense. Nullifies enemies' endurance for 3 timer counts. So I'm assuming just like, you activate it, and if you hit somebody, he's dead. A portion of the damage inflicted will also be dealt to the enemy members on standby, but they cannot kill. So basically an AoE ultimate, which is really cool. Kind of like Omega Shenron. And of course, it has blast armor. Not like Android 21. Good. Haha. Loser. So the main ability, I'll show you an attack powerful enough to destroy. Draws the ult card. Well, what a surprise here. Restores own health by 30% and ki by 50. Nullifies own unfavorable element factors for 30 timer counts. Man, this man doesn't even need all that damage in his stats. He already gets it by unfavorable nullification. He gets the damage buff from the green cards. And he nullifies own attribute downgrades in abnormal conditions for another 30 counts as well. So no more bleed, no more paralysis. But of course, 25 counts will have to be elapsed because that's a main ability with an ultimate. So if you play against Hercule, not that helpful because it's too late in the game. Now let's have a look at those unique abilities. The first one says Evolve Power. Applies the following effects when the battle starts. 80% to damage inflicted. Reduces damage received by 30. Wow, this 80% damage buff? Okay, that's a bit insane. 50% to key recovery, and none of those are cancelable. And he has a cover change on blast cards, which he can combo into his blue card. He restores own health by 30% when he reaches 0, so he has an endurance. Which is crazy. It's kind of like Kid Goku, right? You pop your endurance, and then you just heal another... How much was it? Restores own health by 30%. Right? So you wait until that happened. But then the attribute downgrades in abnormal conditions aren't also super useful because that's going to probably be very late in the game. But he would be a good Rising Rush target, and once he restored his 30%, he will be at 60% HP after a Rising Rush, so that's pretty good. Alright, that's the first unique. The second unique, I won't cast aside anything. Applies the following effect to self after the enemy attack is over. 30% to damage inflicted, up to 60, and restores own HP by 10%. So technically, if you don't get hit until you get hit with the Rising Rush, you restore 10% HP after that is over. So you actually come back not at 30%, but at 40%. Then you heal. So you're back at 70%. You get, well, okay, and then you get tapped. And then, you're back at almost 80%, I guess. But that's pretty good. Applies the following effects to self when the character enters the battlefield. Restores own key by 30, draws a strike card, reduces damage received by another 20%. So 50% damage received just from his uniques. Because if we look back at his first unique, reduces damage received by 30%, cannot be cancelled. And, we have these 20%, but those are removable. And minus 50% to enemies sustained damage cut for 15 timer counts whenever he enters. So that's a lot of stuff he has going for him, but especially his heals are crazy. So let's see about the motivation. So I designed this Vegeta more towards God Key and Universal Survivor Saga. That's the reason why I made him red. I tried to design this character in a way that resembles him in the fight against Toppo. Because he gained power when he thought about Kaba and his family, I decided to give him the ability to have a second quote-unquote life, but not a revive because that would have been way too overpowered. Fair enough. And he's definitely going to be the red unit that Gaki wants, right? So what role do you see for the character in their teams, and how do they fit the current and potential future meta you see? This Vegeta is the unit Godkey mains wanted and waited for. Good red unit. With this Vegeta in the team, Godkey's finally able to compete with the other meta teams again. He's going to be the main red Godkey unit until either Goku or Red Rose get a Zenkai. And to be honest, if they get a Zenkai, they buff him, so he might still be the main Godkey unit depending on how good this Zenkai is, right? And also just, what kind of a playstyle you want to play, because that Goku needs a lot to be good, but his bench is really, really valuable just because his HP and crit buffs. So you would, if he got a Zenkai, he would still be like a must-have bench if you have a red other Godkey unit that is viable. All in all, I think this is a really fun unit. Lots of healing. I think maybe a bit too much on the buff side, but then again, that makes up for his slightly lower stats. And yeah, honestly, I would really be interested to see what this unit plays out for real. And yeah, thank you for your submission. I will pass it on to Swift now. Have a good rest of your day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye, guys.
Thank you, Pomzor. Alrighty, what is going on, 5-9 Gaming? It's your boy Swift, and I'm going to go ahead and pick one of the fan-made kits that you guys sent to us for Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. Now, real quick, the reason I have green LF Vegeta pulled up is mainly to kind of compare the stats, and really that's about it, because obviously this is a 100% fan-made kit, so there's really not much that we can compare to that's already in game. But I figured, LF Vegeta is a God Key unit. He's Saiyan, he's melee, so it kind of makes sense for this comparison. And like I said, it's only going to be for the stats. So let's go ahead and dive in. So the submission that I chose was from Complicated121. Really appreciate it, man. And we'll go ahead and jump into the kit. So Complicated says he wants Evolution Vegeta to be a red melee unit. I really like this. Obviously we all know God Key needs a red unit, and I would actually really like him to be a melee unit as well. So I like that. I agree with that. Tags, Vegeta Family, God Key, Saiyan, Universe Survival Saga. Okay, that all makes sense. Now here is where we get to a little bit of comparison. So the fan-made kit is for fully soul boosted at 6 stars. So let's make sure we got green LF Vegeta 6 stars, level 5000. Okay, boom, let's go. So Complicated says 2.59 million health, 270k strike attack, 230k blast attack, 159k blast defense, and 158k strike defense. Now, right off the bat, you can kind of already notice a difference between these two, this side being a little bit higher. And I think the reason for that is, number one, I think Evolution Vegeta is going to be a more hype unit anyways, but I think the main reason is just because this LF Vegeta is an older unit. So you go back to when this guy originally released, and his stats really weren't that bad, in comparison with his kit. So really this is just an older unit, and I think that's why. So I think 270k strike attack is good for a strike unit. Obviously it heavily depends on what his kit looks like. But yeah, I can get behind these stats. Now, here is the juicy stuff. So, Z ability at 6 stars, 28% to God Key, Vegeta Family, Saiyan, base strike attack and defense. Okay, I like that. 28% is probably what it's going to be at 6 stars, and then he probably starts off with God Key and Vegeta Family, and then he'll pick up Saiyan at 6 stars, something like that. So, I actually really like that. It's a versatile Z ability that really can help out a bunch of different teams. And honestly, since we're probably done comparing this guy, I'll go ahead and just exit out of that. Okay, so holds double strike cards. Okay. Now, what do the arts cards do? Special move, God Blow. Deal massive impact damage plus 30% to special move damage for 10 counts. Gain attribute upgrade minus 100% to enemy sustained damage cut effects for 3 timer counts. And blast armor. I think this would be very good. Obviously massive impact damage, and then you gain a 30% buff on top of that. And then obviously having blast armor is huge. I really like that. Now we'll move on to the green card, Warrior's Oath. Restores own health by 15%. reduces damage received by 20% for 15 counts, plus 30% to damage inflicted. Let's see here. So you pop the green card, you get 15% health back, and then you reduce damage received by 20%. So you're basically gaining a sustained damage cut by popping the green card. I really like that. And then also a 30% damage buff. Okay, I can get behind that. We will move on to the ultimate, Super Final Flash. Plus 80% to ultimate damage for 3 timer counts upon activation. Destroys all of enemies' cards. That's huge. And also blast armor. So, you get the you pop the main ability, get the ultimate. You get an 80% damage buff to that ultimate. You destroy all of the enemy cards. Now, I wonder, is this upon activation or is this upon hit? I'm assuming it's upon activation just because this buff is upon activation. But yeah, I actually really like that. Okay, main ability. Draws the ultimate arts card. Restores ki by 40. Okay, I like it. Plus 30% to damage for 20 counts. Plus 60% to strike damage for 20 counts. Inflicts all enemies with 5 sub count. That is huge. I think this would actually be a very, very good main ability. You're drawing your ultimate, you're restoring ki, you get a damage buff, you get a strike damage buff, and you're inflicting all enemies with 5 sub count. I think the 5 sub count thing might be a little bit too overpowered. I think even if this was like 3 counts instead of 5 counts, I still think that would be very, very good. But okay, I like it. We'll move on. Okay, so here is where we get to some of the juicy stuff. First unique, Saiyan Pride. Plus 30% to damage inflicted against tag rival universe. Interesting. That makes sense. Interesting, though. Applies the following effects from battle start. Plus 50% to damage inflicted. Reduces damage received by 30%. And minus 10 to strike cards. Interesting. And all of this cannot be canceled. That is actually very, very good. That would be very cool. We'll move on to the second unique, Battle Tendency. Applies the following effect to self when entering the battlefield. Restores ki by 40. Draw a special arts card, activates once. Okay. Plus 30% to ki recovery for 15 counts. Okay. So basically the second unique starts off, every time he comes into battle, he gains 40 ki. Wow. So every time you swap him in, boom, 40 ki. That's actually really good. Now this one, draw a special arts card, activates once. That's very good. And I agree that probably should only be activates once. And then a plus 30% buff to ki recovery. Okay. And then also, the following effects occur every time the enemy or this character evades an attack. Increase card draw speed by 1. Okay. Reduces damage received by 10%. Okay. Plus 30% to damage inflicted for 15 counts. And draw a strike card. That is huge. So basically, every time either you evade an attack or the enemy evades an attack, you're getting all of this, which is actually really, really good. That would be pretty cool. Might be a little bit too overpowered, but honestly, I would have to see how it is in battle to really judge it 100%. But yeah, that would be very good. Now we'll move on to the explanations. What made you decide to make the character the way you made it? I wanted a really powerful unit that pretty much is battle ready from the get-go for God Key. I like it. I like this guy's style. I like this guy's thought process for sure. His main focus is strike damage with some defensive capabilities. Okay. What role do you see the character in their teams and how do they fit the current potential future meta? If God Key or Vegeta family becomes or adds more melee units, this unit would be a great fit for them. Saiyans is a given because that team is heavily strike-oriented with Purple Super Saiyan 3, Red Super Gogeta, and Blue Elec Broly. Yeah, I agree. I think he would really shine, like he said, for God Key and Vegeta family. Especially God Key, because as I mentioned, God Key desperately needs a red unit. So, if they release this guy with this guy's fan-made kit, it would be amazing for God Key. I would love it. But yeah, in conclusion, I think I agree with a lot of the stuff he said. I think some of the stuff that was in this kit might be a little bit too overpowered, but like I said, I'd really have to just see it in battle to judge it 100%. Sorry, I don't know why my voice is cracking, but yeah. So I like this guy's kit. I think he did a good job making it. I don't think he made it, too ridiculously overpowered. It's not like, when I look at this kit, I don't think of like another Android 18 or something like that. But yeah, like I said, some of these things would be really busted. Like this, for example, every time you vanish or the enemy vanishes, you get card draw speed and all these other buffs. Yeah, I don't know. Some of this stuff looks very cool, and I would actually be really interested to see how it looks in battle. But with that being said, thank you again to Complicated for your submission. We really appreciate it. And I think that'll be it for this video. We appreciate all of you guys for stopping by. Check us all out. Our links will be in the description. Make sure to follow us on Twitch. We stream all the time on Twitch, all different types of games. Yeah, check us out on Twitch, Twitter, and yeah, all the links will be in the description. Thank you guys for stopping by. My name is Swift, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace!